Shannon Sharpe has taken over the podcast game in a very short time period. I think it's only taken him like 2 or 3 years to amass millions of subscribers and millions, tens of millions of views across all of his channels. Just giving a bit of background on who he is, Shannon Sharpe is a Hall of Fame tight end, a former NFL player who played for the Denver Broncos and won multiple championships. He's been a large personality since his playing days, but most people know him from his successful show Undisputed with Skip Bayless. He's currently on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith on First Take, and he's basically the face of sports media right now, alongside a couple of other people. So Shannon Sharpe started Club Shay in 2023, his podcast where he's able to go a bit outside the box and really stretch the boundaries. You can only say so much on live television. So he's interviewing people that are relevant all across pop culture, everyone from celebrities, entertainers, athletes, etc., etc. And so Shannon Sharpe is good at what he does. Like, he is one of the top sports media personalities. But the thing that separates him from any one of these other media personalities, right? Stephen A. Smith's got his own YouTube channel. I'm sure Max Kellerman has got his own YouTube channel. Probably not. But my point is, there's a lot of folks that are doing the same thing or could be doing the same thing as Shannon Sharpe. But this is the difference. The difference is that this man spams his YouTube channel with uploads, and people eat this stuff up. I'm talking about, like, if he did a 3-hour podcast, you're going to see 40 different YouTube videos from that 3-hour podcast. Everything from shorts, clips, the full episode, slightly longer clips, like every possible variation you could get from one piece of long form content, he's going to repurpose it, and his team is going to put in full effort as if it's its own YouTube video. Just recently, we saw Shannon Sharpe blow up with his Cat Williams episode, which not only brought Cat Williams back into the major limelight, but this was the first episode where we really got to see Cat Williams, who has been this controversial figure in the entertainment space. We really got to see him open up and have the safe space to talk about whatever he wanted to talk about. And he even mentions that in the podcast.
And the reason I had to come is because you made a safe place for the truth to be told.
And so watching this clip, actually, it does make sense. I mean, Shannon Sharpe is such a damn good interviewer that he gives people the space to open up. And that's exactly why people like Monique, people like Cat Williams, people like Johnny Manziel, all these controversial figures in either the sports or music realm or just entertainment in general, they're coming to Shannon Sharpe. So yeah, not only does he do an excellent job of interviewing people, giving them a great safe space to do it, but he's just got great production quality overall. I mean, he's got revolving cameras, he's got a beautiful set, he's got everything you would need for a proper talk show. And his team isn't like slowing down on the content strategy. I mean, there is a upload going out at least once a day, or if it's not once a day, when you look over the span of a week, there's like 10 YouTube videos every single week. And so that's Club Shay, right? We're talking about his main podcast. This is like the platform he's building because he's got his 9 to 5. He's going to ESPN doing his First Take and whatnot. But I'm sure this is what he's going to want to pivot to in the long run as he builds his own platform. And so that's great. He's built out Club Shay, but he has this other podcast that he does, which is a little bit more informal. They're probably using Riverside or Zoom or something to film it. And he's doing this with Chad Ochocinco and Gilbert Arenas. This show, Nightcap, is a pretty standard podcast, right? I would say that Club Shay is more of a talk show kind of setup because he's got questions, he's got them prepared on cards, and there's like an ambiance and this and that. Nightcap is just like, hey, something happened last night on Twitter, it went viral, let's hop on this call and just talk about it. And so because all of these people on these shows are such polarizing figures and they talk for a living, like they know how to entertain an audience and really get the inside scoop on whatever the topic is, this show format works perfectly because they're able to put out content every single night. And it's amazing. People love it. And again, these personalities are so big. I want to hear what Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, 2 former NFL players, really 2 former, Hall of Fame NFL players. Come on, bro. You got to give Chad Ochocinco a Hall of Fame spot. Like, what are we doing? You're seeing these 2 guys who are legends in their sport, and they're talking about, Russell Wilson saying this, or Johnny Manziel saying this, or this football player saying this. Like, it's entertainment, and I want to hear what these Hall of Famers have to say. I feel like that's why these former players go into sports media all the time, is because like, you played the sport. I want to hear what you have to say, not some dude who took journalism in college. Ain't nothing wrong with journalism, by the way, but, it's just how the game goes, man. I don't care what you got to say, bro. You never played a sport. But in all seriousness, I think I made a pretty bold claim earlier about how this could be one of the biggest shows ever, but when you really compare Shannon Sharpe to Joe Rogan or any of the top podcasts out there, he has that talent as an interviewer, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to skill and the range of people you can speak with, but he hasn't shown any deficiency in that area. I think he can have YouTube creators on there. I think he can have entertainers on there, politicians, because he did his thing in traditional media. He's kind of built for the task at hand. And again, because he's a former NFL player, like, he has a wide variety of experiences being a professional athlete, and forget his past experiences and stuff he can talk about in terms of his storytelling. Like, he has access to whoever he wants to get in touch with. Like, he's he's a Hollywood celebrity, bro. This is not going to be hard for him. And so ultimately, it's up to Shannon Sharpe to decide how he wants to go about building out his show, right? If he wants to focus on a specific part of the culture, sports, entertainment, TikTokers, celebrities, like go kill it in that area. You own it, run it up. However, I definitely see a potential with this show to have a broad global audience if he starts bringing on certain people. And it can still be athletes and entertainers and whatnot, but if he were to venture out, I think that would be amazing. So that, my friends, is a summary of the Shannon Sharpe media machine. Let me know what you guys think about his potential as a creator, because yeah, he's one of the big creators out there and he's doing his thing in the podcasting space. He's winning awards and this and that. But I really think he's like just at the beginning of his career and that this could go very, very far, very, very quickly. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night.